Real talk. Big tech is about to spend $700 billion on AI this year. That's more than the GDP of Switzerland in 1 year. Everyone's telling you AI is the future, and they might be right. But here's the question nobody's asking. What if AI actually changes the world and investors still lose trillions doing it? Sounds impossible, but it already happened once. And right now, it's happening again.
It already happened once. Late 1990s. The internet was the hottest thing on the planet. Everyone knew it would change everything. And they were right. It absolutely did. But companies got so excited, they buried $500 billion of fiber optic cable across America and under the oceans, convinced demand would catch up. It didn't.
85% of that fiber sat completely unused. Bandwidth prices crashed 90%. The Nasdaq dropped more than 70%. Companies worth billions became worth nothing, almost overnight. The technology was completely real. The internet changed the world forever. But the people who built the supply, the ones who spent all that money, got completely wiped out. Here's the brutal truth about that moment. The railroad was real. The internet was real. The technology always works. But that's never stopped investors from losing everything building it. The cracks are already showing. So where does AI sit right now? The money is still pouring in. But if you look closely, the cracks are already there. OpenAI, the company that basically is artificial intelligence to most people, lost $38.5 billion in 2025, nearly 8 times what they lost the year before. But the number that really gets me isn't the headline loss. It's this. OpenAI spent $5.7 billion just on sales and marketing last year. That's 44% of everything they made, spent just to stop people from leaving. When you're spending nearly half your revenue just to keep customers, that's not growth, that's survival. And now, Google, Meta, Anthropic, xAI, all selling basically the same thing, all competing for the same customers, all watching their returns quietly slip. More competition, more supply, returns falling. Then just recently, Broadcom, a company worth nearly $2 trillion, missed its AI guidance by just a few $100 million. A rounding error for a company that size. $300 billion of its value disappeared in a single day. One of the biggest single-day losses in Wall Street history. When that happens, you're not looking at a healthy market. You're looking at a market priced for absolute perfection, where being even slightly less than perfect costs you $250 billion. The money is going in circles. Here's the part that really got me. A huge chunk of what looks like booming AI demand, it's actually the same money going around in circles. NVIDIA funds OpenAI, OpenAI pays Oracle. Oracle buys NVIDIA chips. The money keeps looping, and every single time it passes through a new hand, it gets counted as brand new demand. We saw this exact trick during the fiber bubble. Companies lent their own customers money to buy their equipment, then booked it as revenue, manufacturing the appearance of real demand. Right up until the moment they couldn't keep lending anymore. And that's when everything unraveled. What this means for you. Here's why this matters for everyday Americans. A Harvard economist found that AI investment accounted for roughly 92% of all U.S. economic growth in the first half of 2025. Strip AI out, and the entire U.S. economy grew at just 0.1%. So the real question isn't whether AI is a bubble. The real question is, what happens to your job, your retirement account, and your economy if this thing slows down? History gives us a clear answer. The fiber companies went bankrupt, but the cables were still in the ground. And the people who bought those assets for pennies after the crash, those are the ones who got rich. The builders took all the risk. The smart money waited and inherited everything. So right now, if you have a 401k or an index fund,
understand what's inside it. The NASDAQ is heavily loaded with AI-exposed companies. Know what you own. Because the people who get hurt in these moments are always the ones who never saw it coming.
The technology is real. AI is genuinely changing the world. But the people who built the railroads in the 1840s went bankrupt too. The question was never whether the technology was real. The question was always who floods in, who drowns, and who inherits. Now you know which question to ask. Subscribe to Darwinomics. Every week we break down what's really happening with money. No fluff, no spin, just the truth. Do you think the AI bubble is about to burst? Or is this time actually different? Drop a comment below. I'm Darwin. Stay sharp. Peace.